So, get ready. When Kamala Harris wins, we're going to be dealing with our collective shadow. So, that's a pretty serious thing. What's going to happen is that as Kamala Harris comes into power and she does many, many great things that we've all been needing, there's going to be a reckoning with how many people voted for Baby Dump and supported him all the way, no matter how nasty he was. And people are going to be asking themselves, why did I do that? Who was I thinking he was? And they'll be facing the fact that they fell for many, many nasty gossip talk shows, many fake videos that made him seem like sort of like the maverick hero, and her like the woman is always demonized, before she gets into power. Then once she's in power, people are so thankful. That's the way history has broken down anyway, often. So the thing is, it's going to be like a big dead corpse in the middle of the room. The support of patriarchy, no matter what he does. It's going to be like this corpse that we have to deal with. So, like, if you think of Germany has this amazing way that they are facing the history of the collective grief over what they did to the Jews, right? So you'll be walking down the street and they'll have a sign that says, "This is the house that was stolen," and all of this entire family lost their lives. This is the place where people were taken on the trains. It's a constant reminder everywhere they go and in the schools about the Holocaust and what those atrocities were, in order to never perpetrate them again. So we we definitely need something like this in the United States. But the thing is, we've never faced any of our shadow. Like, if you were to walk around and see that this is the place where an entire clan of Native American people their children were stolen. This is the church where those children were abused and buried. This is the place where there was a human auction for people from Africa, where they actually had to be treated as cattle and put in chains. This is the town square where women were burned at the stake. Your own family members were gleefully set on fire for being healers. If we put those signs all over the United States, we would be facing our shadow, right? So the sign now would be something like, "This is the place where the rally was held, where hate speech reigned supreme in an exact mirroring of Nazi rhetoric. This is the stadium where this is the capital where people brought their guns and tried to take down their own country." So if we have those signs all around, it's an idea. Because how are we going to face our collective shame over having been so tolerant over a nasty dictator? I mean, a lot of people, when she gets in, they are going to be shocked about how wonderful she is and how much better life is in this country. And they're going to be, why did I fall for all of that nastiness? Why did that, how did I go so far down that tunnel that I was afraid for my life all the time, even afraid of my own neighbors and relatives, and the thing is, it's going to be so great about that is that people will be waking up like, that was a trance, that was a hypnosis. I don't want to be that person. None of that is the way life is. Actually, it's more nuanced, So get ready for the shadow. So the shadow, when it comes up and out, some people are just going to be blaming themselves. They're going to be so embarrassed because there's a lot of people who are voting for um, baby Donald Dump. I'm sorry, I should be more respectful, right? I can't. He's too disrespectful to too many people. But they're voting for him because they literally believe that he's a freedom empowerer or something, and that she is not. So, like, if you look at the names though of them, Trump's name, Trump, says, "I trump everybody. I trump you. It's always my way." Her name, Lotus Davy, Kamala Harris, Kamala Davy Harris, Lotus Goddess, um, says, "I come in to help." That's the meaning, the esoteric meaning of the names. But you know how it is if you're with a patriarch, a man who is insisting on his way, regardless of what you like or want. It's a nightmare. It's a total nightmare. And people think they want this radical, big macho guy to come in and just change everything. But once he's in there, if he were to be doing everything his way and Xing out anything that he doesn't want, it would not be fun, and it would not be for the people, by the people. So people are going to wake up once she's in there, and life is good. Um, this shadow is going to be so intense because people are going to want to never have done this again. They're going to want to never have gotten this close to have losing their country and all of women's rights and the climate change, journey that we're on. We've got to make progress. People are going to be like, "I didn't mean to risk everybody like that. I didn't mean that. It wasn't what I was doing. I really thought I was saving the world from all of the QAnon fake news that they've been bought into." So, now what's going to happen is people are going to be able to recognize fake news. They're going to be able to recognize nasty gossip stations for what they are. They're not news. So, so the shadow, though, the thing is the shadow of how we even got here, to be supporting so many people, supporting such a racist, nasty, cruel, misogynist bigot. How did we get here? From not facing our shadow, from burning all of the witches, all of the women as witches, and from decimating Native American tribes who welcomed people here, and from enslaving human beings in chains and torturing them, keeping them tortured for our benefit. Those shadows, we need to place the signs all over this country that remind us what we will never do again. Huh. All right, well, but it's a big day dawning because Kamala Harris is going to win, and she's going to take this by storm, and there's going to be a turnout like never before for her, for the goddess to come in and save us. And I'm not saying she is the goddess, oh Messiah. I'm saying the goddess is working through good people, and she's a good person. And we haven't had a woman's voice with women's values reflected ever in this country. And that is going to be so radical. Just that alone. So radical. And so grounding. Come on. It's not like radical, oh, terrifying radical. I mean, terrifying radical is an insurrection, destruction of our Constitution with those Supreme Court justices put on there as puppets. That's radical. But no, this is grounding. This is grounding. This is finally doing the right things, right? And just taking care of business, taking care of the people. Oh, get ready though. When the shadow falls, see her light, the big light that people are all bringing in together, is going to cast a big shadow, and it's going to shine directly on the fact that we were willing to risk our country and be cruel, nasty, divisive people. And we're going to have to find ways to apologize to ourselves, to each other, to forgive each other, to understand each other, to reach across the aisle and go, what happened? How do we prevent these kind of it's like a monster. It's like the monster within this culture that did all of those things in the first place. How did we perpetrate all of those things? Well, part of it was really twisted religion that was used against women. Part of it is just plain old misogyny, men wanting to keep women as slaves in their place. Part of it was just plain old greed and capitalism, wanting to use other people to step on to get our abundance. So how do we be new people? Like, how do you have your abundance without feeling like you got to, invest in some corrupt company and use other people's, how do we get our clothes where it's not child labor in India, Are we willing to pay more? Can we just pay more? Or can we just get them at Salvation Army, used? And we're going to have to think it through, because none of us want to be, we really don't want to be horrible. We don't even think of ourselves as horrible. We just haven't faced our shadow enough. Okay, happy day has come. Get ready for the shadow, though, along with it. And much love is blooming in the hearts of many as the divine feminine comes into this planet. Okay.